Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to see you here. This is like a fun project I wanted to bring to the world. And I just want to welcome all of you and everybody who is gonna watch this on the replay. This is gonna be very much like an activation, like an experience. I don't have like a slideshow. I have some like notes, like here because if I don't have them, then I may go like totally off the record. And I decided to do this masterclass because I got really excited about seeing how the branding and Tantra are interconnecting and how much of similarity there is in all those like different areas of branding and how they connect to Tantra. And I'm excited about the Tantra. I started study Tantra just 2 years ago, and I'm not very much of the Tantra teacher. So I don't want to tell you that I'm the expert in Tantra, but what I do is the artistry and branding. And this is something I have experience with because I'm here on this in this industry for over like 20 years. First in the events and photography industry, and since 5 years doing coaching and art therapy, long life artist, and I could tell you all my credentials, but it will be like a long and boring. So let's skip this and let's go to the point. I'm really fascinated about living sensual life. And as artist, I can see those little fragments of sensual life in different pieces of branding and business life as well. So I know that a lot of people think about business as like a boring masculine structure, and bringing the femininity to the business is also oh, thank you. It's also bringing the branding and bringing the feminine element and balance to the business. So let's talk about your businesses. Like let's talk about like what you are interested in like learning. I would ask you to grant yourself for a few minutes with me and connect to the heart space, connect to the ground, connect to this area where you feel your heart, you feel your body, and you feel that from this space, something can grow, something can fully connect you to the outside world. So we can bring few breaths to, we can close eyes if you want, like you can place the hand on your heart and just bring few breaths to bring this like a full experience of feeling your body and being connected and feeling grounded and landing back from the head and really experience the senses and noises and sounds and smells which are surrounding you, fully feeling them, fully feeling like even this like a smaller noise, like maybe you hear birds, maybe you are in the space where you can hear cars, maybe you are hearing something else, but like fully put attention to every single and simple sound you are hearing right now, from the loudest one to this like a quiet, like most like a subtle sound. And also when you are fully connected to the sounds, I want you to also smell the air around you, smell Maybe there is like essential oil, maybe there is a candle, maybe there is something else around, like
Candle.
yeah. Maybe there is like something really gentle, and maybe there is something stronger. How do you connect to those like smells? And feel the body grounded, feel the breath, feel the heart, feel how your organs are pulsing in your body, feel your feet on the ground. Just land here. And if you are feeling like you are landed and you are feeling fully connected, this is where we can start. And this intimacy with all those like spaces, with all those like experiences, like mindful experiences, is also what Tantra is. On most of the levels of most of the like levels of human connection also comes to branding, also comes to business. And I was kind of like, holy shit. It's like, this is like a tantra and branding. It's basically the same thing. It's basically like you brand through tantra because you are creating those experiences and the communication and the connection with the world. So I know lots of people are thinking about the sex. I think about more like a sensual experiences because we are creating sensual experiences. And most of my clients are actually like healers, artists, like wellness professionals. They are working with different elements and they need all the sensual elements to create their brand. They cannot just go into the business with just, like this is my service, this is this, and basically skip all those important elements where they create experience. And I come to you from the space where I was working with the events and creating experiences for like a very long time. And I could see the difference between the heartful experience, between all engaging all the senses, between feeling connection, and just kind of like this like a bland event or even a wedding or festival, which kind of had only one sense engaged. Maybe few more, but like the full focus was just on this one sense. So in creating branding and in creating connection in the branding and feeling this fully authentic connection with your customers, with your clients, and also with your own brand, because your brand is like you. I believe this is really personal. This is the intimacy you are building between you, between your business, between your brand. All those elements must be present. So holistic view on the brand is engaging elements which are also creating experience for you and creating experience for your client. So seeing this holistically, like there's like different senses we're engaging, but there are also different like places where we can express our connection and we can connect more and we can connect fully. Because like people are usually just connected to you through the brand. So they are looking on you. And to have this as a ritual, as a spiritual experience, you need to be in the space where you are fully authentic. And you don't want to show up as somebody you are not, which sometimes for some people is hard, but like for most of us is actually really easy because like we are artists and we are expressing and we know how to express. But not everybody is connected to the artist inside, and not everybody is fully open to not be a people pleaser. So there is lots of these elements which are holistic and are coming out in the branding. So for me, the integration of all the senses looks like, for example, creating the presence, like you are creating the authentic presence as a person, as a brand, but also you are connecting to different senses through different visual elements, through different like rituals. So visual elements, starting with the visual elements, which is the sight, which is one of the five states, pillars of Tantra. And the sight is where you are connecting through visuals. So you are connecting through the design, you are connecting through the all the visual elements, which are so important, and also colors. So the colors in branding are usually not really like changing too much for you. So when I talk with my clients, for example, and like I have clients who they have colors they like, and they have colors they are connected to, and they are sometimes thinking, oh, I'm gonna be showing up as this, like I want this and this and this like colors because I like them, but in the time, like they change and they switch to colors they are the colors they are actually connected, because you can express only through your authentic self. So even if you say, okay, like this is like trendy now, I like white and black, the Art Deco style, but really this is not who I am, because I really like, and you can be playful, of course. Like for me, I changed my colors and my branding and my visual branding like many times in my photography business. But I think this changing was also searching for what's really authentic and really connected to myself. And even looking in my in my closet and seeing the colors I like, the colors I connect to. This is all part of my personality, my expression, right? So this is not really changing, like this is not really trendy, changing all those colors all the time. So your visual presence in your branding is always connected to who you are, and the colors you are wanting to express and the colors you are willing to express. And sometimes we have spaces where we can use the colors to heal, and we are expressing the colors which are colors of the chakras, and those chakras, they need more attention sometimes, and this way we are presenting those colors. But those are like sometimes spaces where we are experimenting and where we are like looking inner which colors, which visuals are really connected to us. So I what I love to do, like as artist, I'm very visual. I love to see all those like designs and everything coming together, but I'm always connecting to the true essence of the client I'm working with and looking what really is the branding they have inside them, because everybody has the visuals inside them. The visuals they connect to, the visuals they are like part of their personality. And as for the sound, which is like, we're gonna talk about the sound, touch, taste, and smell. And some of them, they may be actually like part of some of the rituals which you are making for yourself or you are making for your clients. But talking about the sound, it's also the voice. It's also the voice you are talking to. I remember long time ago, I was talking really quietly, and I have a clients who are like not expressing fully through their voice, and their voice is also connected to, is of course the connection to the throat chakra, but everybody is really speaking from the sacral space, from the womb space. So when we are talking from the womb space, we are actually expressing fully, and our throat chakra is only the way, only the pathway to express. And in the branding, our voice is so important. It's important we talk how we are talking. It's important that we are using our voice fully, because our voice is also important, and it's important to develop this voice. It's important to develop the breath. It's important to connect to this and actually feel the vibration of the voice when we are talking. The other part is using the voice in different rituals. For example, recording, for example, talking on videos, talking on lives, or like presenting in the content, but also writing. I'm gonna go to this because this is the shamanic part I wanted to touch. It's the storytelling, which is also part of Tantra. So basically seeing all this like interconnection, Tantra, chakras, and shamanic elements, and also the elements of the nature, it's really interesting in the branding. And I got so excited about this that I'm actually writing a book about this as well. But so this is kind of like a beta testing and fully connecting to this because I love this so much. Talking about the touch, and the touch is not the sexual touch, but is the touch. Touch is also a place in the marketing where people are seeing our stuff. So it's a touch point. It's the touch point of when we are connecting with the client. And it's basically the same like in the touch, like a sensual touch. We are starting slowly, and then we are kind of moving to more intense space. I'm just gonna throw this away. I just got like some of the emails. So there's lots of places where we can touch and we can talk about the touch, but like the touch is mostly like the touch point in the brand and the place where we connect. So those are those places where we connect the brand.
Alarm, 6:45 p.m.
Oh, sorry.
6:45 p.m.
Can we get you on mute, my friend? Thank you. You're welcome to. Okay. Awesome. Then talking about the taste and smell, and the taste is also the feeling. So when we talk about the taste, and we can think and imagine different tastes, and we can imagine something sweet or salty or spicy, or maybe like maybe more on the umami. Basically, there's so many tastes. Like we can talk about the taste and feel it, and this is also coming to the branding. And this is visual point when we taste the visual branding, and how does it make us feel. So for example, it also has to connect to our authentic space, but like if we think about, let's say, vanilla, and then we see visuals which are light, which are airy, which are there's maybe some yellow, there is maybe some light beige, we see the vanilla flowers, we see like the vanilla, we feel the taste. The taste is something we can feel through the imagination as well. Then we think like peppers, red peppers, right? And red peppers are spicy and they have like the spice and color. It's a red color, red chakra, not red chakra. It's the red is color of the root chakra. And but it's grounding, but it's spicy. So we can feel connection to those elements. Right now, I'm working with the client who is using orange pepper, like more like a terracotta color, which is color of the sacral chakra and the desert. And we are working with Kundalini energy. So all those like tastes, we can feel the taste of orange. We can see the colors. So it's all those sensual imagination which is actually activated in the client as well when they see our stuff, when they feel it, when we are creating emotions. I believe that creativity is also emotion, and we are creating emotion through creativity, through expression. So people are seeing our stuff and they are seeing our visuals, they're hearing our voice, and then they can connect to it and they can basically feel this emotion through creativity. So this is like a little like a sidetrack. And going to the smell, like smell and taste, like smell is a beautiful space where we can use in the branding. And use like in visual branding online, we can't have a smell, but we can use the smell when we are bringing experiences to our clients, and we can use the smell in the rituals we are creating for ourselves, and then get inspired by the smell, or we can bring the smell to the experiences we are creating with the, like for example, services, and this can be like a special smell. This can be special essential oil. This can be smell of the rain. This can be smell of the nature. So we can use all those senses to activate our clients when we are creating experiences. For example, I love to work with like smudges, because also different smudges, different like herbal elements. And when I work with my clients in my space, I use smudge, I use essential oils. I love to use like a rose oil. I love to use the rose oil actually is like a heart opening. So this is something I'm using. I'm using candles. I have little altar with like a different like elements. And even if we are working in the nature, we are connecting more to the nature spaces and to all those smells from the nature. So this is like the smell, but you can also, for example, have like a gifts you are giving after, or you can have something really small just to connect to all those senses. If you create products, then you can have, and then products, for example, has no smell, then you can add a little piece. It can be like a paper with like essential oil. It can be like something. It can be like a flower, dry flower. Like there's so many options here. You can use your imagination, but connecting through all those senses is creating better experience. So another piece which is so important is the mindfulness element. And I just wanted to talk a little bit more about like rituals. So the rituals we are using in the branding are the rituals we are using for ourselves, but are also rituals we are using for the clients. So all those senses, all those experiences together, they create the ritual. So, for example, starting the session with the client, or starting, let's say, it depends how you work, of course. Like if you work in the space, like I have people who are holistic healers, So they create like a ritual for every session where they start the session, and there's ritual for the client, but they also have rituals for themselves. So creating the little ritual for yourself is also to connect you to the creativity. And this little ritual can be like playing with like I know like we like crystals, we like smell, we like smudges, we like oils, but can be just like just moving your body, coming back to your body. This can be like a little dance before you start to write offer or to work with the client. So all those rituals are also part of Tantra. Tantra has lots of different rituals, which are like also created to lift up the experience, to elevate the experience of sensual connection. So it's basically whatever you like, everything can be experienced and everything can be ritual. My ritual, for example, is when I work with my clients in my place. I usually like to go for like a walk before, or like connect to the nature. And I often work with my clients in the nature. If we are not working on computer, creating like different things on the computer, usually we are working in the nature as well, if there is a weather for this, of course. So those are little different rituals. And coming to mindfulness and energy, people can feel the energy from the brand, and all those different like elements coming together, they can feel energy from the brand. And usually the energy is the experience, is touching this experience they have. So for example, if there were kids, they experienced something nice, something pleasant, and this experience is coming back for them when they are like like having the touch point with your brand. And this can be different things, like for example, like I was told that like in the office when I was like working in events industry, we had this like we baked cookies. So when you came to the office for the meeting to book the wedding or to book the event, people were feeling the cookie smell, which was really familiar, which is a little bit of manipulation, I think, but it's also it's also like you know, like the sensual experience, because they feel the emotion and they feel familiar smell. And this is for most of them, this is like a homey smell. Like some of us bake bread, and there is nothing better when you come to the house and there is like a fresh smell of baked bread, especially like, you know, like you feel the smell in the air. This is like, for me, this is like experience of the sensual smell. And not manipulation, but because I'm baking bread, I have clients to come to my house and feel the smell often, because I usually bake bread early in the morning. So I love this, and they always like comment and they say like, oh, your house smells like bread. It's like, and then we talk about like making bread, and it's okay, but like this is like a part of the experience, and this is actually authentic experience too, because it comes from who I am and what I do, right? So this is this piece. And I wanted to talk also about like energy of the energy of the brand, because sometimes it's important to actually keep the balance and the harmony. And the balance and harmony also are important pieces of Tantra. And how we create the balance and harmony in the brand is to connect those elements, elements of the masculine and feminine. So when I work with branding, we start usually on the root chakra. And the root chakra is where everybody is grounding their brand, their business. They are doing all those masculine foundation setting work to grant the business. And this is also where we talked about values, where we talked about like your core values, your core elements, because those elements are gonna be foundation of your brand. So root chakra space is the space where the masculine energy is set and the foundations to create the balance and to create the foundation for the sacral and to flow and to start the flow of energy and creativity. So this harmony brings us to connection through all those chakras. And I could talk about this for like a very long time, but what I love is kind of to go from the ground to the crown. And the crown is where we talked about the intuition, is where we talked about using intuition in building your brand, using intuition in building your business, also gut connection to the decision making, womb connection to the decision making. So this is more like on the human design side, because it depends also like how you make your decisions, like how you connect to your intuition. What I really love about this is like I was like, there was a space where I was like, okay, my gut is telling me what to do, and I should hear my gut. This is my intuition. But like later, I also learned to trust more into the womb space for the intuition, for the decision making. So doing this decision making space, the sacral space is the space of the freedom and flow and intuition as well. So connecting with the crown, connecting with the womb, connecting with the gut, connecting with the heart, all those places, they are creating like a harmony. And we use all those spaces to create the brand. And creating the offers, for example, like this is like a small piece of the brand. Like let's say you create the offer, you create the product, you create something you're gonna put on the market, and you're gonna market for the clients to sell, to buy. And this is where you are connecting to those like downloads, to this intuition. And from this space, you can really fully create from the creation space. So the sacral space of creation and being like in full creativity mode, not coming from the head, because the head is usually giving us all the reasons why something won't work. And it's usually not the space of the creation. So fully connecting to your internal beautiful space of intuition gives you the space of creation from the balanced harmonic space. So now talking about like we totally skip some chakras. This will be like a whole another workshop to talk up just about chakras and branding and business. But I just wanted to kind of touch on this and then move to another like thing, which is like so important in Tantra and so important in branding. And this is basically why I got like, oh, like I got so excited. And this place, this is evolution. This is growth. So one of the pillars of Tantra is evolution and growth. It's like actually learning. And one of the spaces where you're like basically having a business, having a brand, growing a business is a spiritual journey as well. So when you decide to start a business and be self-employed, you're a brave person. I know lots of people who are doing this, and they are like really, really connected, but it's also not easy. And we know this as well. And I can be transparent here and tell you that there was time in my life when I was like on the edge of quitting. I was on the edge of like, okay, now it's time to find a job. And there is like, okay, like now I'm not gonna pay my bills. I'm gonna need to find a job. There is like no way I'm going further. So everybody who has a business and is self-employed probably was there at one moment in that time. So this is the space of evolution. This is the space where we are growing, because this is the space where we are like doing stuff and like trying new stuff and trying new spaces and trying new tools, trying new systems, and seeing that this was just the space for us to stop, to reevaluate, to realign, and then you can go further and you can grow more. And I'm, as a person who is self-employed for almost like, I would say almost 30 years, I had like this, like a few short periods where I worked for somebody else, like it's probably less than a year in total. But I can see how this growth is happening and how much of the spiritual journey is part of my life. And I'm sure like you can relate to some of this as well. And this is why branding, this is why having your own business, building your brand is such a spiritual journey, because that's basically like stepping up and leaping up and doing all those like leaps up and reevaluating and realigning to your core values and going back to what you really love and what you really want to do and why you are doing this. This is basically happening for all of us. And this is also part of Tantra. So part of Tantra is a growth, part of Tantra is this evolution, is learning. And we're always learning as entrepreneurs, and we're always learning as when we are growing the brand. So this is this piece which is like constant. And there's always something new to learn. There's new technology, there is new this, there is new ways, there is new ways of marketing, there is new ways of showing up. There is also personal growth, which is like basically like parallel to what we are doing in the branding and business. So there is no stop, no stop here. Okay. So there is lots of like those spiritual elements, which are like transcendence and presence and like really spiritual elements in the branding. And we can connect them to Tantra as well. But I wanted to talk to you about the Diyat. The Diyat, which is like a part of branding practice, Tantra practice, branding practice can be as well, which is like actually like telling the truth. And telling the truth, being authentic, expressing the truth through storytelling is what connects us the most to our customer. It's like why we're doing this. It's why this is our purpose. Why we're like in this space at all, right? So basically the brand is like a Diyat. When we are building authentic brand, it's like a Diyat with our clients. Because the clients are asking us why clients asking now us what client, and we are telling the truth. And I believe in the truth and telling the truth and only truth. I don't believe in like playing and even in my journey, I had like coaches telling me, oh, this is too much. This is like, oh no, you shouldn't be telling about this. Like, this is like, and of course we need some boundaries, right? But like, I believe that clients are coming to us and we work with the clients who are actually interested in our truth. So communication in the brand, communication in our business is always a dyad, really, if we choose to, because like not every brand can, choose to be always truthful. We know this, but so this is always a choice we are making. The other place I wanted to talk, which is a dyad, which is the storytelling. In every shamanic culture around the world, the storytelling is one of the biggest pieces of connection between the humans. And we are always like, we are really losing this connection with all this like instant culture and like instant scrolling and instant culture, and actually not paying attention, not being in the presence, and not really connecting. But the biggest shamanic element of the brand, every brand, and is also part of the Tantra through dyads, through truth-telling, through authenticity expression, is storytelling. And to tell the story of your brand is not just like your bio, it's not just your story, like personal story, but it's also what you want to accomplish and where you want to bring people with your brand and with your business, like what you want them to feel, what you want them to, like what kind of emotions you want them to connect to. So all those pieces are part of the storytelling. And of course, there is no the time now, right now where we are sitting by the fire and somebody is telling the story. But I love to see how this is coming back, how all those circles are coming back, how all this like actual authentic storytelling is coming back. And some people are like especially like amazing in doing this, and they can really evoke those emotions in writing. But even if you are like starting and you are like journaling and you are like, like this helps you to actually connect to your own story. So one of the exercises like which are coming from my experience, which is like art therapy and which is like working with the trauma healing, is connecting to the storytelling through your own experience, because people are connecting to the pieces of the story which are similar to their story. And when they can see the transformation in your story, then they are connecting even more. So for me, the storytelling, the authentic storytelling, which is the part of the Tantra, which is the part of the shamanic cultures, it's always coming to like those two pieces, to connecting to your own story and healing your own story through writing, through art, through journaling, through different like working with the shadows, working through the shame, working through the guilt, like all those like inner work and sharing about this inner work, but also connecting to the story of your client and to the story of your the person who is like connecting to you, because the hearing their story is giving us all the answers, really. Like what's their story, what's their like vision how are they gonna connect through the story they have to transformation they want. So there are different pieces where we are showing the storytelling in the branding, and this is coming like in the visual branding, this is coming into the content, this is coming when we are talking about our personal experiences. It's another like a full workshop to talk about, but I just wanted to touch on this. And I think this is the biggest shamanic element in the branding, which is also connected to Tantra, because Tantra and shamanic teachings, they have so much together. So I just wanted to touch on this and just talk shortly about this. And then there's another thing I wanted to talk, and we talked about the intuition, but let's talk about like elements, like four elements, like earth, spirit, like the water spirit and the air, and how, and the fire, of course, and how those four elements are actually connected to the branding as well. So they're also connected, interconnected with your chakras. And those are also elements in shamanic cultures which are used in the development of the brand, of the spiritual world. And it's so important for them to be in balance. So how you balance those four elements in the branding? So let's talk about like a visual branding first. So the air in your branding, you can think about like the movement, and you can feel the air like it's a movement in your branding. So those are elements like videos. Those are elements like where you are moving. Those are elements which you can actually like move around. Though we have elements like water, and water is a flow, it's a creativity as well. So those elements are the offers you are putting out to the world. All the creative elements in your branding are water. Also money is connected to the nature of water. But it's important to have those foundations first. I'm not a very good about, I'm not the money coach or anything like this, but like creativity is also connected to this, but like it has to be grounded. But I wanted to talk more about the fire element, because the fire element is like the spice, right? It's what's burning inside, and it's like what's connected to your passion and your power, because your brand has to be coming, your business needs to be coming from your passion. You cannot build anything on flat, boring idea, which is not your passion. Because even if you start and it's gonna grow for like a little bit, then there is gonna be a moment when everything is gonna plateau. Because if you don't have a passion, and it's not just the passion as well, like there's of course lots of other elements together, but the passion is the fire. The passion is the fire which is helping you to grow. And earth as element, the ground element, is important as well. And those are also different colors you can use, and those are also different elements you can use, even in the visuals or in storytelling. But when we talk about all those elements, then we talk about earth first as a ground. So your brand needs to be grounded. It's grounded with the root chakra as well. It's grounded in your core values, building foundations, building system, even automation, technology. All this goes there. So this is the earth element in balance. Then the next element will be fire, which is our creativity, our passion, all those sensual elements we're adding from the Tantra space, from the shamanic space, from the space of visuals as well, fire. And then we're gonna have a water element. The water element is the creativity and flow, and creating from the space, creating from the flow space. They all needs to be balanced. And when we talk about the earth element, it's movement, it's intuition, it's all those like pieces which we are using in creation. So we can also simplify this, because if we think about like all those like tantric senses and like all the chakras, everything, you know, can be simplified and actually can be included in all those 4 elements. And I always love how this interconnects, how all those teachings, all those like they're actually going to the core, and the core is usually the earth elements and the space where we are having like all the connection with the nature. So if we look in the nature, there is the most balance there. There is always balance and harmony. And the balance and harmony are part of Tantra, are part of shamanic teachings. The balancing of the 4 elements are part of the Bon Buddhism as well, which is like a shamanic Buddhism from the Tibetan mountains. And all those pieces together, they create like this beautiful harmonic balance. And I love how this expresses through our authenticity in the branding. And we can talk about all the colors as well a little bit more. Like, for example, the colors you are connected to, the colors of the chakras. For me, the red, which is like a root chakra, is a really powerful color, and is also grounding. Then we have the orange and all kinds of like colors of orange. Like it's not just like the red, it's not just the red as a red. There's like lots of shades of red. There is like the orange and all the earthy tones of the orange. Then we have like a yellow, which is like all kinds of yellow, and this is like a solar plexus. This is like an energy of the space of the solar plexus of the sun. And then we have the green with the heart space, and the green with the heart space, which is like always like connected to the nature for me, because like when I think about the green, I think about the plants, I think about the earth. So it's also like this, like all the earthy green colors and teal and ocean and like green colors of the ocean. And then we talk about the blues, and there's like so many blues which are connected to our throat chakra. And those blues are like also all kinds of shades of blues. And because the throat chakra is also expression and saying the truth, then the blue color is connected to the truth. And then we have like all this like visual colors of our like space crown chakra and our indigo space of, and purple and indigo spaces of our third eye. And those colors are also very connected. I see like lots of brands, people are using the purple, which is the color of the crown chakra. And then they use the purple for the design, for the branding. And then we have the also sun and moon. And then the sun is like a silver, then the moon, so no, it's opposite. So it's like, I'm just checking if you pay attention. The sun is like yellow and gold and all those colors. And then we have the moon with the silver. and the silver elements. And then there is also copper, which is like very earthy color. And so all those colors are so beautifully connected to the brand and to chakras. And for example, going through those like design modes, design schemes, it's always nice to have some balance too. And like when we think about all the variations of those colors as well, for example, how they mix together, right? Then we basically have like this like a whole visual palette of beautiful branding we can create for our business, and feeling connection to those colors too. What did I forget to talk about? We talked about the intuition. Do you have any questions? Is there anything like you would like to know, you would love to know? Is there anything you would like to share? I would love to hear.
I don't have any questions, but it was super interesting. Like, I've learned quite a few things. And yeah, thank you. I will get it
You're
at
welcome.
the end.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think this was like a little bit like, this was not like super long. I didn't want to like pour all this in. Like everybody is welcome to learn more, to taste more. I'm working on all those elements and putting them together like in the book, and to connect to those elements and to help people how to build like there's like very harmonic, balanced, and like authentic expression through branding. And yeah, and you are welcome to use this however you like. And if there's any inspiration from this, I'm really glad. And you can connect with me at Atelier of Soul. And if you need help with the branding or with the photography, I'm always here. And just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for everybody who was joining and who is gonna watch the replay. I'm very grateful. Thank you.